All right, time now is 11:52 and 11:52 a.m. on April 7th. So I'm refurnished. That's not the right word, but I don't care. You get what I mean. I slept from 3:15 a.m. to 11 a.m., I think. And I once again woke up before the alarm rang. Yeah, the reason why I spent a long time after I woke up until I make this film this, is because I have to clear some space in my laptop, and then clear some space in my phone. But yeah, today's gonna be chill, simple day. Ever since I think um, last I don't know when, last Saturday, I've been going out every single day. Actually, hold on. Let me see what's the last time I stayed at home all day. And home as in like the place I'm living in, my bedroom. Um yeah, it's last Friday. So I've been going out constantly for 5 days. You know, going out to buy stuff for this apartment, this and that, moving, and then the last couple of days have been extremely eventful, which I'm really happy about. But yeah, so today's gonna be rather chill because it's Spanish midterms, so I guess it's not that chill. I haven't studied at all, so I gotta try hard a little bit, maybe, perhaps. So I'm gonna have a quick breakfast, have a chocolate milk cereal, and then I'm going to just study for about 1.5 hours, have lunch, and then do the midterms, and that's gonna be the plan. And I'm happy there are no chem midterm, I think. But there's a lab thing we have to do. Um, and yeah, aside from the midterms, I guess there really isn't much else to do today. I'm gonna try, again, I've been saying this for months, but I'm gonna try to do this less. But I realize that I can't because my life here is so much more eventful. So back in the Hong Kong days, one thoughts update video can span over 5 to maximum like 9 days. Sometimes it could be like 3 days, but that's a special occasion. 5 to 9 days, 5 to 8 days. But in the USA, it's like 2 to 3 days. It's a rare case if it's a 4 days in one thoughts update video in my second channel. And that's because my life here is so much more eventful, so there's so much more to talk about and to show. But yeah. I actually forgot to mention a couple of things, and I forgot the two things that I want to talk about. But last night I remembered that I forgot to talk about that. When I was waiting at the bus stop with Pepper and Thomas, the Chinese dude, at one point I was like, like, and Pepper asked me, "What's going on? What do you feel?" Cause Pepper's just sent me like the Instagram ad of her friend, or her friend's roommate, which is a Hong Konger, and I'm like, and Pepper's like, What's wrong? You feel awkward?" And I'm like, "No, it's just I just can't believe what had happened to me in the last few months." And then Pepper looked at me and she said, "Does it still feel like a dream?" And I said, "Yeah, I mean, I've only been here for like 3 months, and you've been here for 6." And she's like, "No, 7 months, I think." And I'm like, "Wow." And I said, "It, I mean, I feel like I'm living in a parallel universe." And she said, "Yeah, I get that, yeah." And I said, I mean, I miss my family and I miss Hong Kong, but like, I don't miss it the way I want to return, you know? I don't miss it like, I really, really want to go back. it's a different kind of missing. It's just, I feel like I'm in a parallel universe. The food I eat, the language I speak, the clothes I wear, the place I live in, everything's changed. And I just can't really register that I'm still in the same world as I used to be. And Pepper said she really understands that. And I even said, well, for a couple of days I felt kind of sad. And Pepper's like, yeah, a couple of days. Yeah. So, and Pepper and I aren't the only two people who feel this way. Like, I asked Potter like a month ago, and he also said something along the lines of, yeah, I miss my home, I miss my family, but this is a complicated feeling. So, yeah, I just feel like I'm in a video game right now. I'm just like a 2-year vacation. There's a book called A 2-Year Vacation. So, check that one out. um, so much for not saying a lot. Another thing is, I talked to Pepper about like show running, and Thomas joined in the conversation. And I asked Pepper, do you have like a list of ideas on your phone? And she's like, how did you know that? And I'm like, everybody's like this. I got a list of ideas on my phone, and then I asked Thomas, and Thomas also has a list of ideas. It's just a film people thing, you know? It's just a filmmakers, like everyone's secretly doing this. Everyone in the film world is just secretly doing this. They all have a list of ideas on their phones or in a notepad somewhere. Okay, aside from the Spanish midterms, I'll be filming and editing an album review. I'll be watching Z tonight, and I'll try to follow up with the guy, Pepper's boyfriend's roommate. I'll try to talk more to him and maybe get him to watch Revolution of Our Times tomorrow night. And also Christian responded saying that he will be on set the whole day during weekend, which means that he can't watch the Batman on Saturday. Which sucks because I can't watch Batman like tonight. I mean, I actually can. But also no, because I have to watch Z and I also want to rest. And tomorrow night, I gotta watch Revolution of Our Times, man. And tomorrow's schedule is going to be quite complicated too, because I want to go to college campus and buy a pencil sharpener. And then I will go to Nijia Market to buy some stuff. So I'll be taking a bus all the way to the college campus just to buy a pencil sharpener. And it's whack and it's cool. But frick, I don't know. So if push comes to shove, I'll watch Batman by myself. What's the harm? Again, like, I watched Jujutsu Kaisen 0 by myself, might as well watch Batman by myself. And then Monday night, it'll be Everything Everywhere All at Once with Thomas. So, yeah, that's all. That is all. And I guess I've yet to plan what to do for spring break, but I did write down a rough plan of what I want to do for spring break. So this is my first time having spring break in the USA. And spring break is supposed to be this crazy, happy, fun party time, yay! But unfortunately, it's not like that to me. So over spring break, I will write the short film script. I'll visit Chinatown by myself, probably, location scouting. Maybe do another adventure. I'll try to get a job. I'll learn how to draw and meet people. Again, getting a job, like maybe I won't get it. Who knows? But you get the idea. It's 2:20 and it's lunchtime. Let's eat some food. Alright, so time now is 4:27 p.m. I finished my Spanish midterms and it's not very good. I'm not extremely confident, especially in the start with the oral questions. I couldn't hear them clearly, and it wasn't enough time for me to process what I just heard. So it was a bit of a fuck up. But I do hope I get an A. I do hope I get over 90%. That would be optimal. But the real thing I want to talk about right now is actually I don't know how I feel, my thoughts, and it's just I don't understand this, man. I really don't. So for spring break, so okay, rewind to December. In December, back in Hong Kong, back at my own home, I said maybe JT will stay important and be a recurrent person in my life, or maybe after a couple weeks studying in LA in my college, she's just going to disappear. And it could be either. There's no predicting because I've never been to a college before. Um, I've never, like, in person. So the school life here is different. Back in secondary school, everybody reoccurs. Everybody shows up again and again and again every single day of every single week because we're all in the same school. We're in a contained environment. We all study the same classes. But nowadays, the world is much bigger. Back then, the world is the school. The school is my whole world. Everything else outside of the school doesn't matter. But now, everything else matters. The whole world matters. My entire worldview has changed. My position in this world has completely flipped inside out. And we're not in a contained environment anymore. People just come and go constantly. I meet people, they go away, I never see them again, I never talk to them again. It's not like back then. This and I've talked about this many times already. And even before I left, I mean, I already acknowledged that people from my school, people from the school, they've all gone. I will never see them or talk to them ever again in my life. And I know that's kind of extreme, but I'm pretty certain that we'll never meet again. And this preps me for death. If someone I know dies, I'll be able to deal with loss a little bit better because I know that everyone dies. Nothing lasts. Friendships don't last. Love don't last. Nothing lasts. Life doesn't last. Okay, that was kind of morbid, but I digress. I real I just I don't know what's going on with me. I mean, if I only look at myself, I will I'm impressed. Like I said yesterday, I'm impressed with how well I've done. Like I have self-sustained. For the last 3 months, I have self-sustained so well. Like I'm alive at least. Maybe I've lost weight, I've lost money, I've fucked up a couple times, but I'm still hanging on. I still haven't reached my breaking point. As far as food and housing goes, I'm managing it. As far as college goes, I'm managing it. And I'm doing well. As far as friendship goes, I'm managing it as well. I've never been more social in my whole life. I've made more friends in the last 3 months than I have in the previous 5 years, I believe. Like after Form 2, how many new friends I made? Leo, Pink, Zara, Miriam, four, four. Okay, how many friends did I make in the last 3 months? Ever since I've arrived in LA, ever since I've stepped foot here in LA. So JT, let's not count JT because I met her in Hong Kong. But you know what? Let's count her because she's from my new life. So JT, Potter, Pepper, the three Hong Kongers, Thomas the Chinese dude, and maybe Eric the Filipino American, and maybe Christian. So that's like 6. Maybe 4 to 6. I don't know. Holy shit. I'm honestly impressed. I'm so much more social. I talk so much more in social gatherings, and people even you're social when people joke about you. So when me, Eric, and David, it's just us 3 on the grass yesterday. At some point, David randomly talked about prostitutes. Miles was in the bathroom or something, I don't know. But he was checking his dating app on his phone and he's like, prostitutes or something. And I'm like, what? Prostitutes? Where? And then David and Eric laughed at me like Eric said, you're like, you sound like you're very interested in this. Like, where? Prostitutes? Where? And I laughed. You're in it when people joke about you. Back in the secondary school days, people don't joke about me because they don't care. Because I won't give a reaction and I won't laugh back and I don't joke about others like openly. So I'm out. You're out. You're ostracized when people don't even joke about you. It's a very cartoonish thing to believe that bullying, the worst kind of bullying, is people constantly laughing at you. But actually, the worst kind of bullying is that people don't constantly laugh at you. People don't constantly like you. People don't constantly hate you. You're completely shut off from the world. That is even worse. And that is more realistic as well. But now I'm in, and that's amazing. And I should be happy. Except here's the twist. Here's the catch. I'm not happy. I'm not sad either. I'm just emotionless. But actually a little sad. Now, that's all by myself. That's me looking at myself, introspective. And then I look at people like Potter and JT, and I hate comparisons, I know, but I can't help it. I always compare. I always make these comparisons. I see JT and Potter, and they're doing amazing. Again, yesterday Pepper told me that Potter and two other people hung out. I want that to happen to me. I feel like that hadn't happened to me, other than the little grass study session thing yesterday. I haven't truly hung out. Or actually, I did with Potter and JT, but aside from Potter and JT, did I make new grounds? Did I make new territory? No, not yet. I mean, I could have had lunch with Pepper, but for the last 8 weeks, we didn't have the chance. Like, I could have had, I mean, I did hang out with Thomas a little bit in the mall, but it was just like two losers. Let's be honest here. Thomas is kind of a loser like me. I guess I'm more of a loser than him, but he's also kind of a loser. Like you can tell by how like friggin' he told me he hadn't dated anyone. Come on. And you're 21 already. I feel bad for you, man. You're almost as bad as me. But I haven't truly made new ground, and I feel missed out still. But here's the thing, it is impossible to feel missed out because right now, this is not a contained environment. What do you mean by feeling like you're missed out? Like FOMO, fear of missing out. Like what do you mean? What is the opposite of missing out? Hanging out with all 7.5 billion people in this world? No, I can't have this feeling anymore because this feeling theoretically is impossible. But back in school, of course you can miss out because it's a contained environment. Everyone's everyone. Everyone's there. And if you're not there, you're fucked. You're gone. You're invisible. I actually was invisible. But now there's no point. But I still do have this feeling for some reason. But anyways, earlier today, I immediately cooked lunch, and after cooking, I ate very fast because I thought the Spanish midterms would start very soon, but actually it didn't start until like 3:30. So before lunch, I actually texted both JT and Potter, asking them what are their plans for spring break, and JT says, not much, dancing and friends. And in my heart, I'm like, oh, of course, dancing and friends. Friends. You're always like busy having friends, and I have friends too, I guess. But I just feel so missed out on everything, and like, I'm so close to not have friends. Like, it's so easy. It's so easy to have no friends. It's so difficult to have friends. It's so easy to not have friends. If I don't actively, aggressively text people and join like chats, if I just mellow myself a little bit, then I would be a lonely ass motherfucker. Like, it's so easy for me to just lose everything right now. It's so easy. It's so freaking easy. I'm on thin ice. I've said this in January, I'm saying this now. I'm on thin ice. It's so easy for me to just ruin everything. It only takes a little bit. Okay? If I mellow out, if I sit back and relax and not care about friendship, I will lose everyone. I'm not kidding. Even Pepper and Potter and JT, they'll just stop texting me. I will have to text them first aggressively, not passively, aggressively. I will have to aggressively make friends just to have a little bit of friendship, a little social life. I have to put so much work, so much effort just to have a little social life, just to feel a little better, a little laughter, a little ha-ha conversation. I have to put so much effort. Why? I haven't seen Potter. You know what? Maybe I should like spy JT. Like I just want to see her. Like, how does she do it? She's gained over 100 followers right now. Like, how does she do it? She, like, does she walk a certain way, talk a certain way, dress a certain way, where she just attracts everyone around her? I'm not attracted. Maybe I'm the alien here. Maybe I'm from Mars, for all I care. It's just so difficult. Making friends is so damn difficult. And I feel like that's my problem. And I feel bad because of it. That is the simplification of how I feel right now. A simplification, because it's actually more complicated than that. I asked JT, and I asked out of desperation, because I know JT's pro Hong Kong and pro democracy, but she's not that hardcore. And I understand why. If you're not like a hardcore pro democracy Hong Konger, it's fine. You don't have to be. You know, it's fine. If you're neutral, I won't hate you too. Like someone like Natalie's rather neutral. Maybe a little yellow, a teeny tiny bit. It's fine. Who cares? Like you're a good person. That's cool. And I understand why people don't want to be too yellow, because it seems very political, and being too political is not good. But I also feel the same way, except I can't help it. The only reason why I'm not committing suicide right now is because I believe that I'm here to serve Hong Kong, and that's all my life. That's my raison d'être. That's the reason why I live. Okay, this is why I've been so political. I've been so passionate about politics in Hong Kong. I wouldn't have been if I had friends. If I had a social life, if I enjoy life, if I have good food, if I have if I get if everything like goes my way, if life is nice, if I have nice clothes, nice food, if I got things working out for me, I wouldn't have cared about politics. It is because I'm in such a low place. It is because I'm so broken. I'm so lost in this world, and I'm so empty that I need something to fill that void. And that something is politics. Without politics, you've taken everything from me already. Like, of course, there's filmmaking, but why? Why filmmaking? Because politics. I'm making films to help Hong Kong. The ultimate goal here is art, but for the sake of politics. So it's the whole reason I'm here. And so it would honestly make sense that I would be so hardcore when it comes to politics, even though I don't want to, but I can't help it because I have no other choice. There's nothing else in life that makes me keep going. There's love. Is there? Is there love? Who knows, man. But yeah, I asked JT if she wants to watch Revolution of Our Times, and it's out of desperation because I know JT would say no. And of course she said nope. yeah, we don't have to watch that movie, but we can still hang out. And it was almost like a little pity, like, it was almost like JT saying this, like, oh, I can tell you're desperate, but we can still hang out if you want. I mean, I got like way cooler, more important, fancier friends from 19 different countries, though. Like, and I asked Potter, and Potter said, "Oh yeah, we can hang out and have lunch too." Like I asked Potter what are your plans for spring break, and he replies, "How about you? Like, why aren't you answering my question first? Is this a test? What do you want me to say?" So I said, "Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna try. I gotta, like whatever. I have no plans." And I asked, do you want to hang out, like have lunch? And he's like, "Sure." And Potter is just work and nothing else. And I guess if I say all this to Potter, Potter will just give me a life lesson because he's like 3 years older than me. So, oh, why do you care so much about making friends? Just live on, bro. Just live on, go with the flow. And I understand his philosophy, but I cannot adopt this philosophy. So I can understand someone, okay? If you disagree with me, if you believe that making friends is not a competition, which it isn't, but if you believe that I'm wrong for feeling bad about not being able to make friends easily, I won't disagree with you because that's your philosophy and I respect that. But there's also my philosophy and you need to respect that too. So I can't tell Potter all this because Potter's just going to be like, why? Why are you feeling bad? Like, almost like I'm a child. I'm childish and I don't want to be thought of childish. So yeah, life is pain. Life is pain. Like, and I feel like the only person who's near as a hardcore politically as me is Pepper, honestly. But there's a huge chance that in about 5 months, Pepper's just gonna leave and go to San Francisco for the rest of her life, and I'll probably never see her again. So it's like the world is just like taking away all the hope that I have one by one, slowly and gradually. And it's not even like taking hope away because it's just me, but it's a regular thing that it does to people, especially once you're living in a society. When people just go away, people just die, and you just keep moving. It's better to be emotionless at this point. It's better to not develop any feelings. Like, it's better to not have love. Why love someone when that someone you know is going to die anyways? Why? Why? It's stupid. It's stupid. Why care about something when you know that something's not going to last? I mean, I can make movies, but at one point I'm going to retire, or I'm just going to fail. Why even care? That's stupid. We're just like all hope is lost in this world. Like all hope is lost or will be lost or is losing. And it's just constantly like on repeat. Like, oh my god, it's a disaster. It really is a disaster, man. I feel like spring break, if I'm like not busy during spring break, I'm gonna keep on having these thoughts. Like the world is taking hope away from me, love is pointless, my life is pointless without politics, and it's just gonna consume me. Like I'm just gonna fall into a black hole of sadness. And I feel like that had already happened to me a little bit, but it's not legit. It's a different kind of sadness, and I don't recognize it. I don't fucking know, man. I should just start drawing again. I'm gonna buy a pencil sharpener tomorrow. Um, or if I can't, I can buy it sometime soon. I don't know. Or no, I have to buy it tomorrow because then it's spring break. I can buy it in Sawtell, honestly, but it's better in college because it's cheaper. I'm gonna buy a pencil sharpener. I'm gonna sharpen my pencil, and just gonna draw. And I'm gonna draw the bloodiest, goriest, saddest, most fucked up, depressing shit ever, just to find a channel to express all these like unhappy feelings. and I want to start writing. Like I got a pen, I got a paper, just write on, just write some of the most fucked up as possible. I want to aspire negative energy. Whenever I try to write something like happy, yay, optimistic, I feel fake. That's not the real me. It's not the real me. I write things to depress people. And not because depression is cool, not because sadness is cool, but because that's my philosophy. And there's no other way around it. You can't cut the corners, okay? You can't bullshit around this. It's the truth. And it is reflected by my work, okay? So, God, life sucks. Alright, it's exactly 8 p.m. I'm cooking dinner. I got bacon, onion, and garlic. In today's plan, after some thinking, I have rice cooking. Originally it's small potatoes, but I realized that I already ate it this afternoon. What the fuck? So, rice, bacon, onion, garlic. What do I do? Fried rice. So I chopped up everything. I diced the onion, not very smoothly, but whatever. I'm cooking 100 meals of raw rice, which is going to result in, I think, 300 mils of cooked rice, 4 slices of bacon, 1 clove of garlic, everything ready. This is not mine, but I'll use it. And that's my dinner with soy sauce. And I actually got nothing to drink other than chocolate milk and water, so I want to buy some drinks. And there's lemon tea too, but I'm not drinking that. Right. So I'm waiting for this one. Whoa, Jesus Christ. Okay. There we go. Dinner's ready. Bacon, onion, fried rice. That's it. That's my whole dinner, which is obviously not enough. I don't know why I'm suffering, struggling, but I am. Alright, so time now is 11:03 p.m. So, yeah, let's just wrap this up. Nice little fried rice dinner, but it was so small. Like, that little bowl of rice is probably 1/3 of how much I actually eat back in the Hong Kong days. I'm gonna eat like a Krispy Kreme donut later, but I don't have to force myself because I feel kind of full. A little bit. Not kinda. I haven't been full since the time I chopped up a whole potato in the second host. That's the last time I've ever felt full in my life. um, so interesting development. So today afternoon, I of course felt a little bit bad because Potter doesn't want to watch Revolution of Our Times. JT doesn't want to watch it, and yeah. Anyways, I felt really bad, and I've said some crazy words and crazy things, like what's the point of loving? Because everybody goes away, and also politics is the only reason I live. Do I still stand by those words? Yes, I do. Man, I've grown to a point where I say ridiculous shit, but I don't say them out of heat. I don't say them driven by emotions. I say them I when I actually mean it. And I do this like 99% of the time. Like there's always that 1% of the time where I'm so emotional that I say things that I shouldn't have and I regret saying them. But nowadays, the things I say are always true or mostly true. So, man, I'm a real G. I'm a real G. What can I say? Um yeah, I feel a little better now. Again, these are sort of things that you kind of have to live with. This pain, this sadness. It's just you have to you can't make it go away. Just embrace it and live with it, and just move on. And yeah, Pepper um sent me an Instagram ad of someone she knows. Her Spanish speaking friend roommate's roommate. No, no. Pepper's Spanish speaking friend's roommate, who is also a Hong Konger. I'm gonna call him Kevin. And I got Kevin's ad, just initiated, spoke to him, and alright, the conversation begins. And at this point, I don't feel anxious about meeting strangers and talking to strangers anymore because, like, I've been doing this a lot lately. Like, I haven't spoken to this many strangers in my life before. So I basically know what to say, like, hi, what's up? And then he's asking the questions. He asked me how I like LA, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's fine, but it has been difficult. I told him about my housing issues, and then he also told me about his issues. He said, he's got housing issues too. He's been living in the same apartment ever since he arrived in LA, and when he went to the apartment, he signed like a whole 1 year lease, so he can't move out until August because he arrived in LA in August of 2021. So he must stay there until August 2022, but he actually wants to leave because his roommate, there's cultural difference and he just doesn't really like it, obviously. Pepper told me about this. And he's also been having like food issues because he's been spending a lot of money on Uber Eats, but it's obviously extremely expensive. Nobody use Uber Eats unless you're rich and you're stupid. Nobody use Uber Eats. Like, I've only used it twice and I realized that, okay, maybe Uber Eats is a stupid thing. I can just cook it myself. So, there's that. So he's got food issues too. And I also told him, my bank account shut down. It got hacked. And he said, me too. And I'm like, really? BOA? And he's like, yes, BOA. And he immediately reported it to the bank and got a new card. But for me, it's even worse because my bank account got shut down and I have to literally go to another bank. But that's that. So that's that. And obviously, as the conversation goes along, I tried to direct the conversation a little bit towards Revolution of Our Times because I honestly want to hang out with the guy, and I also kind of want to find someone to watch Revolution of Our Times with. I don't want to go in there alone, even though I've been going to cinemas alone like since last year. December or November, I think, when I watched Limbo. But yeah, definitely cool watching movies with people as well. But yeah, the conversation, it wasn't like a one time thing. Like, I would be cooking, and then before cooking, I would talk a little bit to him, and after cooking, the conversation would continue. Like, it was just a continuous thing throughout the whole day. And we talked about many, many things. It was a good conversation. It was a good ass, long ass conversation. We talked about this college. Like, he's a mechanical engineering major, and he is a 2019 DSEer, which means that he's 1 year older than me, and he took a 1.5 year gap after 2019, and in late, he started studying at my college at 2021 spring, and he came to LA at 2021 August, and there's that. And yeah, what else did we talk about? I mean, we talked about many things. We talked over Instagram and we talked over WhatsApp. I asked him if he had, like, does he hang out with Pepper all that often? And he told me that he hasn't hung out with Pepper at all. And I feel like he's one of those people that maybe his world is smaller than mine. I know that's a weird way of putting this, but you know how when Pepper told me about how she has tons of friends and how she met people at a party and how she's hanging out with people, blah blah blah. I'm like, wow, her world is much bigger than mine. Like, I would never be able to, like, even come close to understand her world. Like, we still live very different lives, but I feel like his life seems to be very simple because he doesn't know a lot of Hong Kongers. I mean, he's been staying here for like 7 months now, and he said he knows less than 5 Hong Kongers, and he doesn't have a lot of friends now. And he has a very tight schedule. He's got a driver's license now, though. So that's that. And he rented a car. And he wants to drive around. He doesn't know Pepper through the roommate, apparently, which destroys my theory that his roommate is Pepper's boyfriend. I know Pepper has a boyfriend who is a Latino, but apparently Kevin learned about Pepper because of the people who lived in the apartment before, and Kevin learned about Pepper through those people. It's really weird. So again, lots of like weird connection things. Yeah, there's that, another one in the bag. I said I only knew 4 Hong Kongers, including him, but I actually completely forgot about Diana because I was thinking JT, Potter, Diana, JT, Potter, Pepper, and then him, but I forgot about Diana. Diana is basically Chinese at this point because of how Chinese she dresses, and how many Chinese friends she has. I mean, it's a joke, by the way. Wow, okay, I've been speaking a lot. But yeah, the conversation at the end finally directed to, okay, what's your plan? Okay, he asked me what's my plan for spring break, and I said not much. I'm gonna try to get a job. And he's like, how? How do you get a job? And I said, well, tons of international students are getting jobs left and right. I mean, even David from Sweden, he's technically got a job. Technically, he's not getting paid yet, but he's working at a cannabis company. So it's actually possible, and everybody's doing it. But he doesn't know. Kevin doesn't know. But a little bit later, I asked Kevin, okay, so why did you decide to go to USA? And he said, well, I just want to go to a good university. And I said, okay, so what universities do you want to go to? So he said, UCLA, Irvine. That's Pepper. Irvine, yada yada, and I said it was UCLA, USC. Okay, and then I said, do you want to go back to Hong Kong? And then he said, nope, never. I'll never go back to Hong Kong. Hong Kong is dying. Like, he's so firm about this. Like, nope, never. I'll never go back to Hong Kong. And I'm like, oh yeah, and I said, yeah, I've thought about this. I wanna go back. I thought about going back because culturally this place is really different. But um, but again, like I don't know if I'll ever be able to make movies in Hong Kong ever again. And we started talking about like things. I said, I thought about going to Taiwan, and then he said maybe the CCP will fuck over Taiwan soon. And I said, I hope that never happens. Um, and then he talked about Ukraine, like how like Russia invading Ukraine is for China to see if they can invade Taiwan, which is true. So I'm glad we're on the same page. I'm glad politically we're on the same page. So at the end, I asked him, okay, one more thing before you sleep, because he's like, okay, I gotta sleep now. I said, one more thing. Are you interested in watching Revolution of Our Times? And he said, honestly, nope, not interested. And I kind of half expected that answer, to be honest. I feel like anyone who has like really experienced the horrors of that protest would not really want to see it. Or maybe I'm just overthinking it. Maybe he's just, I mean, yeah, he's very definitely passionate about it, but he isn't like actively going after this passion. Whereas I am. Like, he's just trying to move on with life. And I feel like that's what Potter's thinking too. Like, there's no point in looking back. Like, Potter's going to give me another life lesson. Like, stop staying in the past. Stop staying in the past. You got to move on. Yada yada. Blah blah blah. And I get that, but he isn't like it's just this weird situation where just I don't know what to say because we're both on the same page politically, but I want to watch a documentary. He doesn't. It's just this really weird thing. And he isn't opposed to me watching it though. So, but he did ask me. He did ask me, why do you want to watch it? And I said, well, of course I want to support the film. And as a filmmaker from Hong Kong, I kind of want to watch it. And he said, yeah, it's good to go there. It's good for you. You can meet more Hong Kongers there too. And I said, yeah. So there's that. I'm gonna go tomorrow, but I'm gonna go alone. That's okay. That's okay. I'm gonna bring like a couple packs of tissues. I'm gonna ready to bawl my eyes out. Yada yada. But yeah. Out of the 5 people I know, including me, or 4 people, yeah, 5 people, 5 Hong Kongers, including me. Only I and Pepper are interested in watching it, but only I will be watching it because Pepper can't. But yeah, that's that. I don't know, man. I felt a little bad. Like I want to ask him, like, why do you not want to watch it? And again, I understand why, but I need him to tell me why. And in order to find some closure, it just feels like a hanging loose thread. But it's a personal question, and we haven't even met each other. Personal questions are better asked when we're face to face. And that's very possible in spring break if we ever hang out. And Pepper also told me that he's kind of an introvert like me, so there's that. And I did tell Kevin that I know a few Hong Kongers, but they're just gone. They have their own friend groups and they're just gone. And he said, yeah, I feel that. So pain, I guess. Pain. Also, Pepper, I asked if Pepper had asked the restaurant if they could employ me, which is, again, by the way, I may say no. You have no liability. You won't be able to tell. Just asked, I'll look after they reply me, no worries. Okay. So yeah, interesting. So, I'll have a bit of a follow-up with this thing until, Pepper is replied. I thought Pepper is like, the only way Pepper's gonna speak to them is face to face in the restaurant. So I thought, okay, maybe she has to go to work today, and maybe like this is her chance. Because she's flying to San Francisco like tomorrow morning. Um, okay, okie dokie. Tomorrow is gonna be an interesting day. So I don't know if Christian has responded or not, because Christian said he's gonna be on set this weekend. So I'm like, okay, fine. How about tonight or tomorrow noon? So obviously not tonight. Tonight's over already. How about tomorrow noon? If Christian tomorrow noon was like, okay, let's watch Batman right now, then there would be dramatic change in my plans. But if Christian doesn't respond that way, then um I'll stick to my own plan, which is I'm gonna go to college campus to buy a pencil sharpener. I'm gonna go to Nijia Market and buy some food. I'm gonna come back home and cook myself a quick early dinner, and then I'm gonna go to UCLA Melnitz Hall to watch the documentary. And it's going to be absolutely fantastic, and I'll make a YouTube video on this. It's gonna be a special movie review, special of all specials, and it is what it is. That's tomorrow's very interesting plan. I turned off the lights. I also forgot to mention that I told Kevin about my idea of using this opportunity to fight even harder culturally, promote Hong Kong culture via music and movies, and he told me, "Wow, you have ambition." And I'm like, "Yeah, I hope." So there's that. That's the ultimate plan. You know, that's my thing, man. That's my thing. That's I'm a real soldier. All right, it's 12:04. Um quick donut thing here cuz I just calculated how much calories I've consumed, and I realized that without the donut here, I've only consumed how many? 1,264 calories. That is fucked up. That is fucked up. So you know what? My last resort is a Krispy Kreme donut, not classic glazed, chocolate glazed, and it'll give me 240 more. Plus, I love donuts, so let's go. And I'm also eating with a fork because I'm not planning to get my hands dirty today. Cheers. All right, time now is 10:46 on Friday on April 8th. So today's gonna be a pretty humongous day because there are tons of things for me to do today. And yeah, so Christian hadn't responded, which means that I won't be watching the Batman today, which means that I won't be watching Batman tomorrow unless Christian just doesn't respond at all. Then I'll have to watch it by myself, which I realize is totally possible, and I'd rather do that actually. But it's a bit of a betrayal because I've been saying, "Oh, I'm gonna watch Batman with you," to Christian for like a long time already, and then at the end I didn't even. So it's a bit of a betrayal. So I don't know. I'll wait along. But if Batman is going out of theaters, which I think it is, it's been a whole month already. Then I guess push comes to shove. Um, yeah. Slept from 3 a.m. to 10. Um, a little bit. I woke up a little earlier than 10 actually before the alarm, so that's a little bit less than 7 hours. But I feel nice. I feel refreshed. I guess maybe I don't know anymore. I am going to quickly do a couple. You film a couple of YouTube videos, edit one of them, and then just go out and do my adventure things today. I'll go to the college campus to see if I can buy a pencil sharpener. I'll go to Nijia Market to buy some stuff, and then I will, go back home, make myself a quick early dinner, and then I'll go out again at night. I realized that despite having bought $51 worth of food, it's still not enough because buying two meats, if you don't count the bacon and the smoked turkey, because both of these things are not actually meat, but they're processed frozen meat. I mean, all meats are frozen here, but processed meats. Aside from these two, I just have two meats: fish and chicken. Chicken I can eat for 3 meals max. Fish, that's only a little bit. That's 1 meal. That's 4 meals. And to be honest, that's not enough. So from now on, I'll have to buy 3 meats, like 3 big meats. And bacon turns out to not have that many calories. I thought it would be a very calorie full, but no, it's very salty, but not full of calories. Um, I feel like I've lost a significant amount of weight. Um, and then yeah, I um, uh, right. And vegetables, huge issue too, because I only got romaine, tomato, and onion. The onion is fine, but the tomatoes, it's small, and I can only eat 2 meals with that. And I can't think of any other way to make it other than egg, tomato, scrambled eggs, or just fry it. Like, I have no other ideas. So I should also get like another vegetable. On top of that, I also need like fruit juice because now I only have water and chocolate milk. And it's not like I can drink chocolate milk all the time every time. So it struggles on the food department. And yeah, that's all. So I'm gonna eat eggs and bacon this morning. Just 1 egg, 1 bacon actually, and then a Krispy Kreme donut, and then that's it for my brunch. Another day, another calorie under. For the last like 3 days or 4 days, I've been consuming way less calories than I should be. I should be consuming around 2,000 every single day, but for the last 3 days, it's just 1,500 again and again and again. It's just like, bruh. But it's a good thing that I'm calculating the calories though. Alright, yeah, so I'll be leaving this apartment at around 2 p.m. So I have a bit of time, I do. So, yeah, that's cool. That's the plan for today. And I only have one midterms left to deal with, which is the Film 40 midterm, which is tomorrow, which I haven't studied yet because I'm just bad. But because for some reason there are so many cinemas running out of theaters this week, which just so happens to be midterms week for my college. So that's great. I'll try hard. I'll try hard. And yeah, that's all. That is all. And yeah. Alright, time now is 1:40 p.m. There have been a couple changes to my plan. So, I suddenly have a stomach ache. I don't know what happened, but I suddenly have a stomach ache. Thank God I'm still at home. So now I feel fine again. But, I checked my college bookstore website. Turns out the bookstore is closed today. It closes every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I thought it only closed on Saturdays and Sundays. Nope, they don't work on Fridays too. So I'm fucked, and I basically can't visit that bookstore until the entire spring break is over, which is a little bit over a week later. But I don't have that much time. I want to buy that pencil sharpener ASAP. So I went to the internet and checked out if I could buy it in Daiso. Yes, I can buy it in Daiso for a cheap price for $2. That's the cheapest kind. But if I buy it in college, it's only $1. It's only $0.99, which is $1. So I still want the college one. So I thought to myself, okay, why not I order it online? I can actually do that. I order it online, send it to this apartment. I'm not going to send it to Dee's house. I'm going to send it to my apartment and see if it works or not. So I'm buying a pencil sharpener. And if that package gets stolen, who cares? It's just $1. But still, I can order it online. I can try. This is a good way for me, a good opportunity for me to experiment the mailing system here. Second of all, right, so because I'm not going to college today, the campus, I have more free time to do Spanish homework and study Film 40 a little bit because tomorrow is the Film 40 cinematography midterms. And that's good. So now the plan has changed a little bit It's 1:42 p.m. So I will leave this apartment to go to Nijia Market at around 3 o'clock. Let's say 3:30, and then come back, cook an early dinner, and then go out to UCLA. And that's the plan. Okay, this is my lunch. Full glazed donut. I thought this is just one circular bread, but turns out there's something inside. Ooh, so I'm curious what's inside. Let's try it out. Looks better like this. Yeah. Holy cow. I mess with this. I really do. Alright, so time now is 3:28. Holy crap. It's really hot. It's insane. I feel like this is like baked. This is like oven baked. I feel like I'm being oven baked right now. Like the air is hot. It's like I don't know how to describe this feeling, because this doesn't feel like Hong Kong hot. It's like I felt this somewhere before, but I forgot. I can't recall. But this is like, holy, okay, I'm going back. I need to get my sunglasses. Fuck. It's 34 degrees right now. Why? We're not even in summer. Alright, so I'm going to go. Okay, so earlier I said I could just order it online. My pencil sharpener, $1, easy peasy. I completely forgot about the whole shipping part. So even with the cheapest FedEx ground shipping fee, it's $13. So I wouldn't ship a $1 item with $13 more. That would be stupid. So I'm gonna just buy it myself. I'm gonna go to Daiso right now and just buy a pencil sharpener for $2, and then I'm gonna go to Nijia Market and see what sort of stuff I can buy. Fruits, vegetable, meat, juice, salad sauce, anything really. And it's so fucking hot, but it's good to absorb some sunlight. Just curious. Huh. Interesting. Why is this such a long road? What the hell? Am I even walking on the right road? Oh my god. Why is the town center so far away? What the hell? My god, I'm only like 2/3. It's so fucking far away. Why? Why is it so fucking far away? Oh my god, the heat. Here we go. I've arrived. Finally, oh my god. Okay. Alright, pencil sharpener. Okay. They ran out of pencil sharpeners, so I bought a makeup sharpener instead. God damn, I'm a happy boy. There's so much good shit in here. Oh my god, sesame oil. Sesame oil, oh my god. Alright, so time now is 5:20. Goddamn, this is a dinner, and I'm actually already late again, so I'm gonna have to eat very fast. But the chicken, I didn't hammer it and it fluffed up, so I had to cut it apart. The potatoes, very burnt. I don't know what happened. I didn't wash the pan, by the way. After cooking the eggs and bacon today, I didn't wash it. It's just there, so I reused the same pan. Who cares? Potato. And finally, I'm so happy to announce this. I got salad sauce. Japanese salad sauce. Victory. Also, man. Okay, I'm weak, I know. Seriously? Okay. I'm so happy. I'm so happy I found this. Holy shit, it's real. What the fuck? Holy shit. Oh my god.
This, my colleague say.
GSA is the Graduate Student Association here on campus. My name is Wilmos Paul. I'm one of the co-director here. Please follow us on social media so you keep up with what we have coming down the pipeline. And once you're done, please put your phones away.
Couple of things also, there are many cameras today. You may notice people taking photos.好多謝你今日嚟同我哋做呢個 Q&A 啦。well, Charles will be translating while
佢哋未必睇得明。不過當然啦，歷史或者政治或者呢場運動係真係好複雜。
All right, time now is 12:33 after midnight. Eating my 150 calories worth of grape jelly. Ooh, it's been a long time since I've had jelly. Holy cow. But today's a special day, so fuck. Oh, it didn't drop. Thank God. All right. So time now is 1:16 a.m. in the morning. It's so late. Wow. So I don't have much else to talk about. Today's an awesome day. Today's an amazing day. Wow, I just can't speak at all. I just can't. Hold on. All right. So I'm gonna try to speak as little as possible, but yeah, certainly today is one of the best days of the year so far, in my opinion. It is honestly amazing what I have achieved today. Not only did I go to Nijiya Market, which is a Japanese-oriented supermarket, and bought some real good stuff, really good, but also I managed to go watch Revolution of Our Times in cinema. It's amazing. It's an amazing experience because I thought I was gonna be late. I went out, I took my, I took my wallet, I took my diagonal bag, I took my jacket, I took a lot of stuff, and I just went out, and at that point it was already like 6, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna be late. Like, I won't be late for the screening, but I want to go in earlier because I thought, like, the whole theater is gonna fill up and I won't be able to get in. But turns out I'm fine. I'm like early by half an hour, and at first I was a little worried, like, okay, is this even legit? But I arrived, and it is indeed legit. There's a whole booth there. There are flyers. I got a couple flyers and brochures, and there were like staff there wearing like Revolution of Our Times T-shirt, and they didn't even question me. Like they saw me and they immediately, like, the staff was like, oh, you can take this. Like she said this in Cantonese because she already knew, like, I don't know how, like maybe by the way I dress, by the way I move, but she could immediately tell I'm a Hong Konger. Like, what if I'm not? What if I'm just ethnically Chinese, but I'm actually Asian? But I'm actually American. Like, how can you tell? But no, she's just immediately able to tell. So I went there, and honestly, I was alone, and I just feel like a genius because there weren't a lot of people there who were alone. And I was honestly hoping, like, not only to watch this movie, but also look for someone, like just find someone to speak to, because UCLA is my dream school. And now I'm watching a movie that I've been wanting to watch for a long time in my dream school, and I want to make friends. They're like, this is like the place, you know? But yeah, about 10 minutes before the movie actually begins, or about like 6:50, we entered the cinema, and I found a pretty good seat, you know, eye level, you know, kind of nice, and just sat there, and it's awesome, you know, it's actually happening, holy shit. And then there's a guy who sits to my right and then to my right, and that's basically the first seat in the middle section. And a little bit later, before the film began, the guy's like, "Oh, are you a Hong Konger?" And he asked me this in Cantonese too. Like, he just automatically, everybody here is just like secretly, like, all from Hong Kong. We all know this. But I mean, there are like some white people here, and there are like a few Indians here for some reason, or a few South Asians at least. And there are some like people who are like Taiwanese. But the guy to my right and then to my right asked me if I'm Hong Konger, and I'm like, yeah. And then he asked me if I'm like an international, like legit Hong Konger, like did I grow up here, or like you know. And I said, yeah, I grew up in Hong Kong. He's like, oh, okay. So he is a university student. He's studying in LMU right now, and majoring in finance, some sort of finance, and he's an exchange student. He actually studies in CU, Chinese University, Hong Kong, and it's his year 4. And you know, he's here, and he's been here for like an entire semester already, and he's gonna go back to Hong Kong very soon because his semester is gonna end very soon. And he's very forward. Like, he immediately asked me for my Instagram, and I'm like, wow, okay. So I gave him my Instagram, and he gave me his Instagram, and yay, I just gained another follower, I guess. That's really nice, honestly. That's awesome. And then we started chatting, you know, the usual questions, you know, like he asked me what college do I go to. I asked him where does he go to. He asked me what's my major. I asked him what's his major. And he even said, oh, let's like hang out sometime. And I'm like, yeah, sure. And then he talked about how he wants to like, he wants to go around, but he can't drive. He came here by bus, and I'm like, yeah, I came here by bus too. And then another guy beside us, so he's originally 2 seats away from me, so he moved to the seat right beside me, to my right. And then, so the seat that is originally sat by him is now vacant, and another guy sat on it, and the other guy heard us, and the guy's like, sorry to interrupt, but yeah, LA is impossible to like go around in without a car. And he said taking a bus is fine, but like It's not great. And this other guy is like an adult and he's been living in LA for like 20 years. But yeah, it's a very interesting thing. So obviously the guy who spoke to me, he also came in alone. Like he didn't go with anyone. So he saw me being alone and he was like, damn. But yeah, holy cow. The movie began, and throughout the whole time I was watching the movie, and I just cried. Like when the movie began, I already wanted to cry, and throughout the whole 2.5 hour, I was just on the verge of tears. But I surely teared up like 3 or 4 times, and then by the end of the film, like we all cheered and clapped, and we all yelled slogans. It was amazing. It was such an amazing moment. It has been such a long ass time since I've yelled slogans. So kind of cool, I guess. Kind of cool. Wow, it's been so long. But yeah, afterwards, there's a Q&A with Kiwi Chow, who directed this documentary, and I was like, okay, nobody's raising their hands, so you know what? I'm not gonna raise my hand, even though I very much want to. But I want to, but I also don't have a very good question to ask. I just want to say, I honestly am more interested in the technical aspects of the film, like how did you decide what clips to use and what to not, and all that stuff. And I also wanted to talk to him about the future of Hong Kong film industry, because I'm very much a young filmmaker from Hong Kong in LA. And however, I just didn't get the chance to raise my hand, because at first I thought, okay, nobody's asking questions, and then someone asked, and another person asked, and another person asked, and I'm like, okay, maybe I should try. And I even told the guy beside me, I'm like, okay, I kind of want to ask a question, and the guy said, just ask. And then I raised my hand, and at that point, another person raised her hand, and the question went to her. And then after she asked her question, it's a woman from China, and she's like, wow, this film really opened my eyes. After that, it's like, okay, it's very late now, time's up, just thank you guys, thank you all for coming, check out our other activities, blah blah, and then that's it, goodbye, have a good night. And then that's it, like, bruh. I mean, it's not that huge of a deal, but I wish I could have asked that question. And I feel like, I don't know, it's been such a huge leap anyways, because like back in secondary school, in a small contained classroom of about 20-something people or 30-something people, I never asked questions. Nowadays in college, I do ask questions from time to time. But in front of like 70, 80 people, or even 100 people in a theater, asking a big director from Hong Kong via Zoom, ballsy. But I do kind of want to do that. At the end, me and the guy beside me, we left together. We just walked throughout the campus. We walked through the sculpture park, and then we parted ways. And while we were walking away, honestly, I wanted to stay behind a little longer, because I wanted to meet more Hong Kongers, even though I've already met one, which is insane. I honestly expected myself to meet 0 people today and just come back home. But no, I did meet someone, which is just insane. But I honestly wanted to stay behind and meet even more people. And this always happens. I don't know why. I feel like this is like FOMO happening. This is fear of missing out. Like, I see, like, I meet this guy beside me, and he's cool, he's chill, but he's not in the main group, as if there is one. I look behind me, and there's a like group of 4 or maybe 5 Hong Kongers just laughing and talking, and I'm like, man, I wish I could like speak to them as well. But I realized that this is never going to work out, because again, like I said yesterday, fear of missing out is not a thing anymore. You can't ever miss out, because you will always miss out. Like, there is no main group anymore. It's not a contained environment. So there's no point. But I legit thought I could make even more friends here in UCLA just within one night of watching Revolution of Our Times. And it's such a damn good opportunity too, because we're watching Revolution of Our Times. So a lot of like-minded Hong Kongers will show up. So it's like the perfect opportunity for me to meet more people, but I guess not. But I did meet one person, which is already crazy enough. Yeah, holy cow. Yeah, came back home and it's already like 11:30, and after editing the video and eating the jelly, it's like 1:30 now. Holy shit, I need to sleep ASAP, which is dumb because I still haven't studied for my Film 40 midterms, which will happen in 7 hours, by the way. So I'm gonna just go to bed and wake up a little earlier tomorrow and just quickly go over my textbook tomorrow morning before the test begins. Like, I have no other choice. Yeah, gosh. Yeah, I don't know, but after tomorrow's midterms, the spring break has officially begun, and I have a lot planned to do. I'm gonna learn how to draw. I'm gonna read some. I'm gonna do a lot of stuff. I'm gonna see if the whole job thing happens or not. And my YouTube is not doing well at all. I just gained one more sub back from 813 to 814, and then I lost one again. So I lost so far I've lost like 8 or 9 subscribers already. I don't know what's going on. I'm really going through a bit of a recession. Again, this Revolution of Our Times thing is also organized by this thing called Hong Kong On Screen, which is an organization trying to promote Hong Kong films in LA, which is amazing because there's a UK Hong Kong Film Festival, and I thought, okay, there's one in UK, there's one in San Francisco, there's one in Seattle, but where's the one in LA? Turns out it's this one, and it's very newly formed. Like, the Instagram page of Hong Kong On Screen only has like 127 followers. And it is screening this one, Revolution of Our Times, 2 more small documentaries, Inside the Red Brick Wall and Occupy the Legco, and then there's the new Anne Hui film, the Lan Yu by Stanley Kwan, and premiering May We Stay Forever Young. And I thought this very interesting and cool, and I want to go to those events as well. And apparently, there's going to be a Q&A with Stanley Kwan after Lan Yu. And even though I'm not interested in watching the film all that much, and I think it costs to go in. It costs a little bit. But Q&A with Stanley Kwan, kind of a huge deal. The dude that directed Rouge, you know? And I even asked the guy who, sat beside me during Revolution of Our Times, when we were walking away, I told him about my dream of, using film to promote Hong Kong culture. I didn't even complete my sentence. I said, I want to make Cantonese movies. I want to make more Hong Kong movies. And then he said, because you want to promote Hong Kong culture? And I'm like, yes. And then I asked him, do you know who's Stanley Kwan? Do you know who's Anne Hui? And he's like, nope, I haven't heard either. And I'm like, exactly. Hong Kong is doing such a poor job of promoting films that even some of the best directors from Hong Kong are unheard by a majority of Hong Kongers, and that's bad. You ask a random American who's Tarantino and Nolan, they know who, and Nolan is British, but you get the idea. So if there's a Q&A with Anne Hui, it would be amazing. Yeah, essentially, it is what it is. I feel like, I don't want to sound egotistical, but if I get successful and famous in the future, I wouldn't even have to worry about, I want to speak to this director, speak to that director, but that's such a rare case. Yeah, holy cow. And you know, let's see if I can, you know, get on this team. Not this team, but like let's see if I can do something about the whole Hong Kong on screen thing. Like they need, according to the guy beside me, he said maybe like I can help them, like join them and do stuff, like organize more premieres, like more screenings of like Hong Kong films throughout LA. I think that is one really effective way of promoting Hong Kong cinema, because there's just so much Hong Kong cinema that the world is like that the world doesn't know about, and that's kind of sad. Yeah, but yeah, good day, good ass day. I'm gonna say today's a good ass day. I enjoy it. I like it. It's cool. It's awesome-tastic. And midterms tomorrow, and I'm fucked. But